Hey YouTube. So I am here to record the video review for If Loving You Is Wrong Season 3 Episode 2. Okay, so this episode was titled 911 Emergency. Now, I thought this was a good episode. I expected a lot more to happen, but you know how Tyler Perry does. Like, the whole episode is actually like 10 minutes in real life. Anywho, so let me just get started. Okay, so Travis and Kelly are on the porch. Okay, so it picks up where it left off. Travis is forcing himself on Kelly. He's like choking her and everything, like trying to kiss her. She's begging for him to get off of her, and he's like, what? She's like, you're not going to take advantage of me. He was like, what? Like how you took advantage of me? How you just slept with me and then that was that? You just used me? And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, as y'all know, like last season, she like gave him a little something he can feel, and then next thing you know, he was like all into her again, forgot all about his fiance, and he wanted to be together. But she was just doing that basically to prove that she still had it. Well, she's proven to herself that, yeah, I guess she got the good stuff because he done went crazy in the mind. So he's like all up on her, and why would you do that to me? Why would you play with me like that? Why would you play with my heart? You use me, but you don't have to take it from me. I'll just give it to you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Travis, like you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So next thing you know, she's like, I don't want my son to see me like this. Please stop, please. She's begging. He's like, oh, don't beg, don't beg. I'll just give it to you. He's crazy. Okay. So next thing you know, Justice comes outside, her son, along with Esperanza's daughter, and he's like, Mommy, is he hurting you? And Travis is like, nah, we good, we good. And next thing you know, like, Kelly goes into the house, rushes into the house with Justice and the little girl. So he's like, Mommy, are you crying? She's like, no, baby, I'm good. And he's like, are you sure? So the little fast girl, Esperanza's daughter, talking about, no, I think they were just making out. I'm like, girl, what do you know about making out? But anyways, Justice is worried because Justice is like, no, straight up, I'm the man of the house. I need to make sure my mother is okay. So, of course, Kelly sends them to bed because she doesn't want them to worry about grown people problems. Next thing you know, she's crying. She's trying to pull herself together. And she is like in front of the kitchen sink. Of course, there's a window right there. She's looking down, gathering her thoughts. She looks up, and here goes Crazy. We need a name for him. I'm going to have to think of something for him because this dude is loco, okay? He's loco. Like, I can't. And he's just waving all extra slow. Like, this is a scary movie for real. Like, he's psycho. So she's like, please go away. I will call the police. I'm like, girl, bye. You should have called the police a long time ago. Like, you and Alex are tripping. Like, Alex should have called the police when her baby came up missing. You should have called the police when you thought somebody was in your house, okay? But whatever the case, he tells her, he says, you were my first and you will be my last. And I'm thinking, first love? Like, couldn't be like first, partner, first intimate partner. Like, what? Like, that would really shock me, like, especially for him. But girl, if that is the case, he's gonna be hooked for a while. But anywho, so next thing you know, it takes us to the police station, and Julius is locked up, I guess, like in their little holding cell. Andrew locked him up, if you remember. So Esperanza comes in, and of course, she catches Julius's attention, and he's trying to talk to her, and she's like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Then she goes over to Andrew and is like, why is he here? Well, he was drinking and driving. And she's like, you arrested him? Well, word of advice, just watch your back. And I'm thinking, come on, Esperanza, you could tell him a little bit more than that. You know that he's a rookie in these streets. Like, you're going to get him killed. So next thing you know, then Ben comes in. Now, I don't like Ben, okay, because Ben is a punk, and I don't like punks that try to act like they are, like, big and bad. Like, you're acting like the person that you hate. He is acting like a bully, so he feels like he can punk Andrew because Eddie punks him. Meanwhile, he won't even say nothing to Esperanza. But whatever the case, he's like, oh my gosh, Julius, what are you doing here? You know, I really admire you and your father. I look up to you guys. Andrew put you in here. Oh, he's stupid. Like, why would he do something like that? Don't worry, I got your back. I'm going to get you out of here. And I'm thinking, boy, bye, so you can become like his flunky. Like, Eddie already punks you all up and down these streets, and now you're about to be in a worse position with Julius, because Julius is not gonna think twice. Like, Julius will just kill you. You mess up with Julius, you're just gonna be dead. Okay. So next thing you know, he is like keeps on talking slick to Andrew. He's like, yeah, you know, Julius is a part of the cartel. You're stupid. We don't even have to kill you now because you're gonna get yourself killed. Okay, so next thing you know, then he decides to go and get Julius some coffee. I'm like, what? They give inmates coffee now? So Andrew says, Ben, why would you give him coffee? You know that's going to mess up his breathalyzer test. And he said, well, why didn't you give him the breathalyzer test already? He said, because he refused to take it. And, you know, if you give him coffee, it's going to mess up his, like, alcohol levels. And he's like, well, I'm going to give him coffee because I told him I was going to give him coffee. So meanwhile, we already know how this is going to happen. He's going to give him coffee, and then all of a sudden it's going to appear that he's not drunk, and then he's going to get out of jail, and then he's coming for Andrew. Poor boy. Okay, anyways. So we go back to the house with Alex. Oh, wait, before we go there, Esperanza keeps like walking back and forth in this little tight uniform outfit. Like, she's clearly trying to get Julius's attention. Y'all, I really don't like Esperanza. Like, especially after this episode, she drives me insane. Anywho, so then we go back to the house with Alex. Of course, Alex, she had tried to call her mother. Now she's calling Lushion. And I'm thinking, okay, I know you're friends with a police officer, but you should call 911. Like, this is an emergency. Like, you don't realize that Lushion is dealing with his own 911 emergency right now. So you're wasting time. So next thing you know, she calls him. He doesn't answer, of course, so she calls 911. Now, Esperanza seems to be the one that always picks up the phone when one of her friends are calling with an emergency. If they are your real friends, then why don't you realize that this is their voice calling? Or do you see the number or something? Whatever. So after a while, she finally catches on. And she's like, okay, Alex, what has happened? Okay, well, who's over there? Who do you think did it? Alex is like, I don't know, whatever. And send an ambulance because his mom is next door. Somebody has my baby. Alex just can't even think straight at this point. And I'm like, Esperanza, why are you asking her so many daggone questions? And Alex, why did you sit on the phone for so long? Your baby has been stolen. You need to say, hey, get somebody over here to the ambulance and put out an Amber Alert for my baby. I'm gone. I'm about to go look for my baby. Deuces. And then hang up in her face. Okay? Whatever. So next thing you know, Alex knocks on Kelly's door, and Kelly is like frightened because she thinks that, oh my gosh, this is crazy man coming to my door again. And so she is like hesitant to answer the door. Then she realizes it's Alex, and Alex is like all distraught. And I'm thinking, man, everybody done had a crazy night. So next thing you know, Alex is like trying to tell her what happened, and somebody stole my baby, and I have to go, and I need you to go over to my house to watch my kids, not realizing that Kelly already got 2 kids here to watch, and that people been stalking Kelly's house, but whatever the case. So she decides, okay, can you tell me what happened? She said, I can't tell you, I can't explain, but I have to go. She gets in her truck and she leaves. Okay, so next thing you know, we see Lushion at the crime scene. So all the paramedics have finally got there because all of the police and ambulance on this show take forever to get anywhere. And they've gotten there. Now, Eddie is so disrespectful because he shows up to the crime scene like, what's up, Lulu? Like, you know Lushion doesn't like you. And I feel like you're rubbing it in. This is not a what's up moment, okay? Because his fiance's son has been shot. They said that 2 were badly injured and 1 was dead. So Quan is dead, thank goodness, because he was driving me crazy. And so, but we're not sure how Faun and how Joey are going to turn out. So it's not the captain, but whoever, some head police officer in charge comes up to Lushion. He's like, can we take a statement? Lushion is like, look, I really ain't got time for this. I have to get to my family and make sure that my family is okay and that he's going to make it. He said, I understand. Okay. And then so he like wants to punch Eddie in the face because Eddie is kind of just rubbing it in. He's disrespectful. Eddie even goes over to Quan's body, and the captain or head police officer, whoever, is trying to tell him like, dude, have some respect. And Eddie doesn't care. He's so disrespectful. And how he could talk to his own boss that disrespectful, I don't know. But whatever the case, he goes over to Quan. He's talking to his dead body, and he's like, well, looks like they got rid of you before I did because I was going to kill you. But we've gotten that taken care of, so sleep tight. He's rude and disrespectful. Okay, anywho, so next thing you know, we go to Brad and Marcy. So we all know Brad was out doing something suspicious, digging up some type of grave or something. So Marcy is really like sitting out like in the front room waiting for him because she don't know what's going on with him. So as soon as she hears the door jiggle, she rushes into her room so she don't look like desperate, like sitting up waiting for him. So he comes inside, he sits down, then she casually slips out of the room as if he woke her up out of her sleep or something. And his like whole demeanor changes and he turns like flirtatious. Now, Brad, he is giving me like killer tease for real. Like psycho, like I snapped in my mind and I have like a real life problem now that my wife has cheated on me and had a black baby. Okay, so Marcy, now like she's becoming flirtatious with him, and I think that Marcy is really just being nosy and she wants to know what's going on with Alex. But Brad, he's not talking about Alex at all. He's talking about him and Marcy. He's been trying to hook up with her for like a couple days now. And he just claims he likes her so much they can move to a different city and start over. And I'm thinking, why do you want to move to a different city? It's because you did something suspicious in this city and you need to get away, far, far away. Whatever the case, next thing you know, he's like insinuating that they be together and at least hook up again. And she's like, no, because I don't want that to be my narrative. I don't want it to be that we're the exes that live with each other and it's only because our exes had an affair with each other, had a baby together, and now that's what's brought us together. Like, that's not a fairy tale story to me. He said, well, we can rewrite it. Girl, there's no rewriting this story. Like, it is what it is. And really, y'all should just go y'all separate ways. I don't think all this bad stuff was meant to happen to bring y'all together. But whatever the case, she goes into her room because he says, well, if you go into your room and you leave the door unlocked, then let me know. And that's going to be a sign for me because then I'm going to come in there and we just going to get it in. And she's like, boy, bye. So she goes to the room, locks the door, and then he goes back into like devil mode, like really trying to gather his thoughts. So I don't really know what's up with Brad, but I do not like Brad. Okay, anywho, so then, before she went to sleep, she suggested that, hey, I don't like this narrative. I don't want us to slip up and end up in each other's beds. So I really think that you should move out. Sorry, I'm kicking you out again, but I found a few places that may be of interest to you. Okay, so next thing you know, Kelly is in Alex's house watching her kids and Alex's kids, and her phone rings, and it is her baby's father that is in jail. And he's been in jail for 9 years, and he's telling her that, does our son know anything about me? She said no. And then he said, okay, yeah, I probably wouldn't want him to know that I was in jail. Okay, well, when I get out, I need to come stay with you. I mean, don't you want me to be a father to our son? And she's like, yeah, but I mean, it's been years. You just expect me to pick up where I left off? And I'm like, girl, aren't you supposed to be in jail like yourself? Didn't he do this time for you? You could at least give him somewhere to crash for like a month or two. I don't know. So whatever the case, she's like, well, we'll just see what happens. We'll see. I don't know. That's a lot. Whatever. Okay. She gets off the phone with him, and then she gets on the phone with Esperanza. So Esperanza is like, hey, what's going on over there by you and Alex? I mean, this is crazy. And so she says, I don't know. Alex rushed over here. She wouldn't tell me what was going on. I don't understand. Somebody took her kid. And then Esperanza is like, it's probably Randall. I'm like, Esperanza, girl, bye. Esperanza is so messy, y'all. Like, she be still sending them on an emotional roller coaster. But anywho, then she's like, well, I need you to go and check next door to make sure that the neighbor is okay because I know that his mom is injured next door. Kelly said, girl, bye, I'm not going over there. All this crazy stuff going on over here. And Kelly don't need to be outside the house because Travis is just lurking around in the shadows. So she says, well, go over to Ramsey's house and ask him. So Kelly's pride is like, oh gosh, no. Like, he hasn't spoken to me since I went off on his cousin. So I can't do that. And then she said, no, please, please, just go over to his house. This is an emergency. I have to send you over there. And I'm thinking, girl, what kind of friend are you? You were sending her straight into a crime scene, okay? Like, she could get got while she's over there. So whatever, she decides to walk over to Ramsey's house because Esperanza wouldn't let it go. She goes over to Ramsey's house, and before she could even knock on the door, she notices a sign on the door that says, I've officially moved to Utah, and this is my forwarding address. Now, we all know that this is a lie, and we know this too because then she decides to call him. His phone is like no longer in service. What in the world? Now, we know last season that Crazy Travis, and I think he was in the same outfit, so it's earlier that night, he went into, I don't know how he got in, but he went into Ramsey's house, and Ramsey was in the shower, and Travis goes in, and he's standing in front of the shower, but Ramsey didn't see him yet. So we're led to believe that he killed Ramsey, and then he put a letter on the door saying that he moved so that nobody would question it, and also saying that, hey, this is my forwarding address, and then he must have gotten his phone turned off some type of way. Now, I personally believe, I want to believe that Ramsey is not dead. But when she called and his phone was turned off, I'm like, y'all, Ramsey is in that house laying dead to the bed. Like, Travis had killed him. And I didn't want him to be dead because I really liked him and Kelly together. Like, I thought this was a fresh new start for her. And she needed somebody to calm her down and put her in her place. Like, come on now. Like, chill out. Like, I thought they were so cute together. But whatever the case, that's going to be really sad if he is dead because his mom was found dead in the house. And then he would end up being found dead in the house. So we'll just see what happens with that. But she just kind of lets it go. She said, yeah, he moved to Utah. So then Esperanza says, okay, go next door to the crime scene. Kelly argues her back and forth, but she's not strong enough to just say, girl, bye, and hang up. So she walks over to the house. She sees a trail of blood. She is freaking out. And then she walks in front of the door. She sees Randall's mom's arm just laying out. I personally don't think the lady's dead. I think she's just passed out. She lost so much blood. But Esperanza was like irritating my soul because she kept saying, the police are closed. The ambulance is closed. They're 3 minutes away. They're 2 minutes away. I'm like, girl, bye. We've been watching this thing for like 5 minutes. Why does it take the ambulance so long to get there? Like, was all of the paramedics at the crime scene with Joey and Faun? I mean, come on now. Why does it take this long for somebody to get there to rescue them? Like, they're going to be dead. Like, whatever. Okay, so anyways, we do see at some point during the episode that, what is his name? Randall is laying still in the box, turning on the light. He don't see nothing, but he hears his baby crying again. And I'm like, they better not kill this dang baby. And Alex better get there, and she better save them. And Brad, I want to know what you're doing. And Brad, you're going to get got next, okay? Because this is a baby, okay? A freaking baby. And if any of that blood is from that baby, I'm going to be pissed off, okay? And somebody got to die. Everybody that was involved in that kidnapping has to die. But anywho, like, comment, and subscribe, and check me out. And this is blogaholics.com. Bye.